And I believe in keeping it real, keeping it raw. It's okay with everybody. My son sat here and said, he may be interested. Her over there again, she may be concerned. But the rest of them, they just sit there. That's what the Bible says, the truth come out of the mouth of babes. He sat here and listened to every one of y'all. He said, yeah, she might really care. She might care. But the rest of them, they don't begin to know what I have through. That's real talk. If you guys were going to go through all of this process, you should have let the public know this is going to be the order of things, and that you guys should not join us until this certain amount of time. So, all of that extra, we did not want to hear that. We are hurting. We don't expect you all to come up with a miracle. That's why we're here, to support you. We don't waste our time with the same innuendos and the same rhetoric. Okay. We don't want to hear it.
So this is what I want to offer. This one I offer a couple of things. I offer limited explanation, but I offer an adjustment to the process. For the limited explanation, this is one of our commitments from the very beginning was that I understand. I'm hurting too, sweetheart.
Disrespecting us as people. We tired.
Yeah.
Y'all killing our babies. The justice system is a mockery. We giving us all these fancy words and all your degrees and all the intellectual words.
She asked y'all what we do to fix the problem. You guys didn't even have a thing to fix the problem. Or talking about what we're gonna do. Y'all didn't even have a. The lady sat there and no one said how we gonna fix it. Nobody said anything but Miss Becky, Miss Bethany. Those are the only two who suggested some way to fix it. Nobody else would say anything about fixing it. Mr. Ice was head of the police department. He should know how to fix the problem.
Right.
We can't fix the problem until we get rid of all those bad weeds that's in the problem. We can't have a beautiful grass until we get the weeds out the grass.
That's right.
So once we get the weeds out the grass, it's going to step in the problem. This is not a Ferguson problem. This is a universal problem throughout the state of Missouri.
You're a very educated man. I've watched you.
So you're right.
And you're humble.
It's
You
not a
have
Ferguson
very good
problem.
spirit, Mr.
It's a
Ice.
national problem.
And you said you're perplexed. You want to know why some people hate police officers and why some people like police officers. Well, I was born in the 60s. I'm a 60s baby. We were raised up that the police officer was Mr. Friendly. He used to walk the neighborhood and say, hi, how you doing? And so therefore, with that ideology, I taught that to my children. That's what I taught them. You respect authority. You respect any adult, but especially the police officer, because that's your friend. We're going to work with him to help to lift the community up. But what am I supposed to tell my 16-year-old son? And my son is not a thug. His parents don't say. So everybody will know that when he steps outside his door, the police got him and his friends lined up on the damn ground. Excuse my friend. Lined up on the ground. They got to take their socks and shoes off and undress for what? Or what do I tell my 20-year-old son that just graduated from Hazelwood East, who celebrated his graduation on a Sunday, and police officers, detectives at my door on a Monday talking about he's being arrested for armed robbery and he's disabled. He has a disability. Never leaves my house. And happened to go to a graduation party, and just because all the kids that really did the robbery, just because the kids didn't know their name and they heard my son, who never leaves the house, he just has to leave his house the one day to celebrate his graduation. Now my baby is facing felony first-degree robbery. He can't even get a job. A child with a disability. It's deeper. It's a mindset. And I know y'all hearts are in the right place. We're not trying to hurt y'all, shoot y'all down. But how are you going to change the mindset when the people that don't understand us is at the top? I worked under Governor Nixon. I worked for the Missouri Department of Conservation for 4 years. And they treated me like dirt because there's only 2 blacks in the whole department. And ultimately they fired me because I spoke out because I told my people that the conservation was there. At first it was all white people coming, no disrespect to anybody. But when I started telling my people in the community to come and started telling Hazelwood School, telling the teachers, come on, they have a lot of things your kids can learn about wildlife. They fired me. So don't tell us we hurting. We hurting. We don't want to hear all that philosophy. Let's work together. Let us talk and tell you, and then we'll work together and help y'all fix it. I'm gonna be at the committee meeting. I'm gonna run for councilwoman or anything I can run for, because it is a shame that our babies. Can y'all fathom that? Your baby getting gunned down, being disrespected to lay in the street for 4 hours, and the man that killed him and murdered him say on national TV, I'll do it again.
Come on now. He'll do it again.
And the reality is you wouldn't have to deal with the outbreak if somebody had been in the community and understood the hurt and the pain. You would have known that this was going to happen. You asked people to sit for hours upon hours. Had you been in the community, you would have heard this before. And you would have had to have people come out of their dignified position and have to address you in this manner. You should have been in the streets, and there are a lot of you that have been out there. I'm not from Ferguson. I'm not from St. Louis, but I've stayed here because I can't leave because of the conversations I've had when I've fed people, when I've walked through Cairnsfield, when I've done the basic things that every last one of you who talk about Christ consciousness should have done. Because you brought Jesus up, you brought the Christ consciousness up, and I haven't seen many of you out there. Outside of when the cameras are here, outside of when there's a meeting. People are tired of needing to meet. They are tired. We have held meetings. St. Mark's this weekend was a meeting. There's been meetings since August the 11th. At what point, let me please finish. At what point do you guys understand that people are going to continue to look out of control if you don't, they're going to continue to have public temper tantrums if you don't address them?
So can I finish?
Go ahead.
So this is what we propose. This is what I'm going to propose. First, I'm going to explain that I'm going to propose, because one of the things that I feel strongly about is transparency and accountability. First and foremost, appreciating the pain that continues to abide throughout our community. One of the things we were committed not to do was to have a closed door anything. One of the things that we were committed to do was to say that something needs to guide a discussion and frame a discussion for our entire community so that we don't get to the kind of breakdowns that we got on Canfield. And for the record, I've been there. So I let you finish, brother. So I'm going to finish as well. So of the thousands of people who were there, maybe you didn't see me, but I've been there a lot. So let me say this. What we're going to do, our commitment to transparency, our commitment to accountability said, you don't do the work of starting a commission behind closed doors. So you got to see some stuff that was administrative. It was the first briefing of these people about how they need to be accountable to you, including the Assistant Attorney General coming in saying that you don't get to send emails that people can't access, particularly people like freelancers who are following this work, right? That was education for us. That was education for the public, because everybody needs to know how to hold this group of people accountable. Quite frankly, I was intent that that had to happen. So if you want to blame somebody for the time taken in that, blame me. Now, I'm not done. No, this is an independent commission. This is an independent, that took 20 minutes at the beginning of the meeting. This is, can I finish? This is an independent commission. It is appointed by the governor. It is accountable to the community, which is why we're being responsive right now. So the questions for the governor have to go to the governor. I'm here because I want to answer questions from the community. Okay? So that's that. This group can't meet outside of the public. So there'll be meetings, there'll be times when you hear things that are boring, that seem like a waste of your time, but because of public accountability, we're going to do them in front of everybody. The second thing is, when we sent the notice for the meeting, we said that public comment would begin between 3:30 and 3:45. So our agenda has us between 3:30 and 3:35 right now. Now, this is what we wanted to do. I don't know if we'll be able to do it today, but this is what we wanted to do. What we wanted to do was to use devices to have you to tell us what the priorities in the governor's executive order are. So there are at least 12 areas in the executive order. I haven't sat with a reporter yet who hasn't said, y'all got a lot of work to do. So what we wanted to know from the community was, where do you want us to start?
Why'd you wait so long to
So,
answer?
because
You should have started with this.
because
People
if you-
should have been able to communicate with you on the front end.
Because-
the whole community is hurt.
So we invited-
Now, you don't wait till the
You
end,
moved the
brother.
chairs in
You
front.
start with the fact.
You could have
You
had
don't
the chairs in
duck
front
it.
to begin with. This could have been a purple to begin
I know
with.
we're right.
Y'all
This is
upset right now
pacifying.
because people raising their voices. So how you
So-
think we feel getting gunned down the street? Y'all scared, real talk. Y'all upset right now because we raising our voices. We get killed out here. You should understand that. We understand this. We get killed out here.
So I've understood that when I was,
You can start- you
no.
can-
I've understood that since I was 14 years old and saw the place where my brother lay in the middle of the sidewalk because he was shot. So please don't tell me what I don't understand. Please, no. If we're gonna go here, if we're gonna go here and we're gonna be brothers, then we're gonna be brothers, and we're going to affirm the experiences. Oh no.
You're not all 16, and you keep making.
No, I can't be. I can't be. What I'm doing, what I'm telling you is, because can I own something? Can I own something? Can I tell you? Can I tell you something?
Respectfully, it's not about you.
Okay.
Respectfully, it's not about
Quite frankly, brother, it's about all of us, and it is about me. Because if you heard me before, because we can't. No, you didn't listen. We can't meet without you. We can't meet without you.
So why didn't you
We
start
can't
this
ever
with the
meet without
community
you.
effort?
So this is the first meeting. These people need to know how to be accountable to you.
So
Now,
why didn't you ask us why-
can I finish? Can I finish? I can't finish. So what the community has an opportunity to do right now, if you will allow us to go forward, is to prioritize what this group of people work on. If the community, so my question is, will you allow the community to prioritize our work?
How many of those are the community?
How many? No, I'm talking about you. I got 300 keypads back there. We're going to post the work that we've been told to do, and you will have an opportunity to tell us where to start. Can we do that?
We've been telling y'all
Would you-
what to do to hide
So-
this.
So do you want us to start? What do you want?
Have that credit face. You mean that you been having that?
That wasn't me. I'm not the city council of Ferguson. That wasn't my meeting. That's not my meeting. That's not my meeting. So my question is, do you want to prioritize our work? Or do you want the work to stop right now?
The work is not even beginning.
Okay, do you want to prioritize the work? So I'm going to ask for the team with the keypads to share them with the people in this room, because I have a sense that there are a couple of hundred people in the room who want us to work. So could you please bring the keypads and distribute them now? Distribute the
But
keypads.
once again, this is in response to an outbreak.
No, this was on our agenda at 3:45, so we're now 10 minutes late.
You moved the chairs up when we stood up. You now come and address us and say.
That's because we were about to do something else. We were about to go to a different kind of session.
All right.
So
The fact of the matter is, we sat for hours and listened to your resume. We sat for hours and listened to your pedigree.
because, can I tell you why? Because I don't believe you should entrust public work on your behalf to people you don't
You
know.
mentioned your shot brother when you were talking about your resume. You did.
No, I
You
didn't.
did. And
No, I
now
didn't.
you bring it up.
I brought it up.
Now you bring it up to find a commonplace.
And
But you should have
I'm
said
glad-
you had the opportunity to say it.
I'm glad to share anything about myself with you. What we did was,
Public work to people we don't know. You want us to trust you.
I
We don't
said,
know you or anybody else. You said we should not trust public work to people that we do not know. These are the public people that have been there helping me. This young man and this young lady over there, they have been there to help me. And I trust them. I trust them with my life before I trust anything on the internet right now.
I understand.
And like I said, when I was fighting that young man, stopping him from burning down the police cars, burning down captains, burning down Natalie, you know what? Those are the people that was behind me. You know what the police department did? Let them go. That's what they said. Let them go.
So
After I told them, this man has bombs in his bag. Let him go. So don't tell me about I shouldn't trust the public.
I'm not telling you not to trust
That's
them.
what you just said. Your
What I'm
statement
saying is that you should. I'm saying that these people needed to introduce themselves to you, and I'm saying that's why we took the time to do it.
We talking about it. We did our due diligence. We did it. We read up on all of you.
So,
Trust me.
I'm with you.
Every media outlet has talked about all of y'all. I knew who every last one of you were before I walked in here. You got a website. You got every type of article out on every website known to man. We knew who you were, and you sat for over an hour talking about who you were and all these other things. They broke that down for us when they announced that you were on the commission.
So I hear you. You know, ma'am, what we would like to do, I want to help. I want to see if we can move toward prioritizing our work. We'll continue to be responsive. We'll continue to hear the way we had it structured. We would do that prioritization. Then we would be able to take some additional comment. I'm also open. We're also open, as much as we're adjusting the time, to extending it so we can continue to do that.
I know that the other two members are at the White House, but did anybody consider maybe postponing it until they got back? Did anybody consider that?
There was a consideration.
Okay, so then why didn't
Because two things. Can I answer?
Go ahead.
First of all, we found out over the weekend. And if we canceled the meeting that was scheduled for Monday, when we found out something on Saturday, then we would have other cries about accountability. So what we did was we figured out a way to get their voices in the room rather than disappoint a public who wants us to start working.
I am a resident of Ferguson, Missouri. I have lived here for 20 years. I own a home in Ferguson. I put my life savings into a business for Ferguson to give back to my community. I gave an upscale start to this community. I gave of myself. My family gave of their self in this community. I did not receive a call to protect my assets, to protect my life savings. There is not a back door on my building. If I would have been there the night of the fire, I would have been burned. I would have been killed because my building was totally burned and destroyed. I am in the same building that's Little Caesars. It was advertised all over the world that it was Little Caesars that burned. Little Caesars did not burn. It was hidden treasures that burned. I lost everything in the fire. They put the boards up to hide. Why? I don't know. But everything I had was burning that fire. Go to this website, you can see it. The Caesars lost their glass, and they only lost the front facade of our building. I lost everything in this world. My sons invested in me. My husband invested in me. And yet I have not received a call from the mayor of this city. I have not received a call from anybody, but I am a resident here. I have shown respect. My sons are citizens here. I feel the pain of everybody here because I have a pain as a mother. I have a pain as a citizen of Ferguson. I love my city. I have been here for 20 years. My house has never been broken in. I have neighbors that have looked it out for me, but we are shown as a racist community right now. And we are not coming together as a community because of this. And not only that, because of how the situation was dealt with. My viewpoint from it is I try to keep my business doors all alone open for my community. A safe place when everybody walked in my door and everybody was somebody in my store. I had clients from people who didn't have a job to people who needed a job to doctors. And they all felt loved and welcome. And they all found my place to feel relaxed. Right now, if you go to my site, I only have $1,400 to rebuild my business. I need help. I And they knew it. They were closing up going home. I didn't believe them. Because I came to the business meeting and they said, no, we're going to give you a call when they're having no worry about anything. I didn't get the call. Why did I get the call? Why did I get the call? My life savings. Everything gone. Why did I get the call? Why did I get the call?
Y'all gonna answer?
We community, black and white, across all nationalities. I wrote down something that I really wanted to come here today and say, and maybe from this we can start healing. I came here today as a working mother and grandmother to address how I feel about the state that we are in. First, I would like to say I have worked in the healthcare field for over 30 years, and I was a widow at 24 because my husband was murdered by a 19-year-old black kid that did not even know him. I worked in the psychiatric hospitals for about 20 of these 30 years in the healthcare field as a psych tech. This included taking care of 16 men from 150 pounds to over 400 pounds. I worked on the men's unit for over 12 years. When we would be fully staffed, that meant 5 staff members to 16 mentally ill men, ranging from bipolar all the way up to psychopaths, rapists, and sometimes even murderers. All we had, some of our staff members didn't even weigh over 150 pounds. We did not have mace, pepper spray, tasers, billy clubs, or guns. We had each other. We had our brains, but most of all, we had courage, heart, and bravery. We knew when we took this job, our main goal or purpose is to preserve life. Not just my own, but the other 16 men, lives, and my co-workers. Our goal was to get home every night, and our patients were safe and unharmed. So I understand, fight harder, be smarter when it comes to assessing a situation and making a judgment that could potentially leave someone dead. He is to preserve life and not at all costs, not just his own. No way you see the policeman. You are supposed to be trained. You have pepper spray, nightsticks, tasers, and gun. All these options, and at the end of the day, an unarmed suspect is dead because you're working from a position of fear and not a position of courage. Prime example, 12-year-old boy just got killed. Why? 2 police officers working from a position of fear instead of courage. I am sorry, when you start with a lie, I'm nervous. When you start with a lie, like we asked the kid 3 times to put the gun down, and anybody who watched the video can plainly see that they did not even have time to tell this poor kid 1 time before you see them go. You see the police car run right up to the kid and the shooting start. Maybe when policemen start telling the truth from the start and owning a true mistake, no matter how tragic it is. No matter how tragic it is, instead of covering it up, maybe then the public can begin to heal and trust again. But when you kill a 12-year-old kid and try and justify it, or kill an 18-year-old suspect because you were afraid and you are the one with the gun and you approach first, then we the public who pays police salaries are going to have a problem with that. And we damn well should. This is not a black or white problem or a white or black problem. This is a humanity problem across all nationalities. And this is an abuse of power problem, period. And whatever our policemen are afraid of, then that's what they need to train with. If it's the 400-pound black man, then train with him. Learn how to take them down. If it's the 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old adult, then find out why he is running from you. If he happens to live. But what cannot keep happening is unarmed suspect dead, and the policeman is the one with the option not to take a life. Everybody wants to come home and be safe, not just the police officer. And you cannot keep killing unarmed suspects and trying to justify it And for Darren Wilson to say he would take another unarmed suspect life is a tragedy. This is a tragedy. Instead of thinking about how he can live, how about thinking about how both people can live? Because by all means, you are the one with the training and the gun. And we the people are not paying our policemen to shoot down unarmed suspects because you say you are afraid. We must get back to a position of courage and bravery, to a position of protecting and serving, to a position of respect than one another across all nationalities, but especially between black people and police officers. We the people have a judicial system set up for suspects to be brought to justice. Thank you.
So, thank you for your thoughtful comments.